Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Theriot, and today I want to talk about a common question I get of what to do when you're not getting sales from Facebook ads. I'm going to share with you in today's video 8 strategies that you can follow that I follow when I'm not getting sales with Facebook ads, and I kind of manipulate these, use these to really boost sales and performance inside of an ad account. So I'm actually going to show you 8 strategies that hopefully you can use to go from no sales to getting sales with your Facebook ads. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's get started, guys. So number 1 is, are you optimizing for the right event? When it comes down to Facebook ads, we like to optimize for conversion campaign and then optimize for purchases. So you select a conversion campaign and then optimize for purchases. And I still find a lot of people trying to do page views or optimize for add to cart, page likes, engagement, etc. Whereas with optimizing for purchases, running a conversion campaign, we're specifically telling Facebook we want purchases. Now, there's been very rare cases, like literally 0.05% of the time, that I'll actually optimize for something different, like landing page views, and actually do get better results. But again, that's 0.0005% of the time, extremely rare. But majority of everyone that's watching these channels, optimizing for conversion events and going for purchases is going to give you the best possible results with your ad account. Now, number 2 is, are you getting the right CTR and CPC? So CTR is click-through rate, the percentage of people that actually click on your ad, click on the link to go out to your Shopify website or whatever website you're running Facebook ads on, or using for e-commerce, and then your CPC, your cost per click. So we like to measure these in the little Facebook ad columns. We actually go create a column, and we like to look for unique outbound click-through rate percentage and then unique outbound clicks. So this is the number, or this is measured off the percentages or number of unique people that click on your ads. And again, an outbound click is when someone clicks on the call to action button to go to your website, or clicks on the link in the ad copy to go to your website. So that's how you actually measure those specific variables. Now, we want at least a 1% or higher for the click-through rate percentage, because this is signifying to us that our audiences and our creative is actually doing its job of grabbing attention. So we've tested creative before in an ad account where it had like a 10% of a click-through rate, which is horrible. And then we've tested just simply a new creative on that ad account that literally went from like 0.10% all the way up to like a 2 to 3%, completely cold audiences. So in order to improve these, you simply just need to test more creative and test more different creative variables to really improve that click-through rate. And click-through rate directly affects your CPC. So your CPC, cost per click, we typically like to have it $1 or less. So we typically like to see about $1 or less. This is USD, but again, it can be whatever currency you're in. So we want $1 or less for the CPC. And in order to bring the CPC down, you just need a better creative, higher creative percentage. So if we see a really good percentage on the click-through rate, so like say we see like a 1.5, 2% really good click-through rate percent, but a really high CPC, then we could just typically be in like a very competitive niche, and likely we'll see higher CPMs and all that stuff as well. So we want to be seeing at least a 1% CTR on your ad creatives. So you're optimizing for purchase conversions, you're getting a good click-through rate percentage, but you're still not getting sales. What now? Now the next thing is your ad clear enough of what you're selling. Some people try to make this a very elaborate scheme to try to sell people on their products, which actually is completely opposite of what you need to be doing. But Facebook ads, you just need to be simply clear of how this product helps your consumers, what pain points it addresses, and what benefits they have by using this product, and how much somebody uses with the product. If you're running an image ad, then your image ad, you need to have at least 50 to 60% of the image your product. So it's very clear of what you're selling. And then for the video, in the first 3 seconds, your product needs to be addressed or address your ideal customer for your particular product. So if your ad isn't clear Or maybe people are misled with your ad. You know, your ad seems like you're selling this and not what you're actually trying to sell. So if your ad is unclear of what you're selling, sometimes you get a good click-through rate percentage, but you can actually get a bad conversion rate and high cost per purchase because people click on your ad expecting one thing and get to your website and see something completely different. And that's what brings up my next topic. Your ad sent needs to be consistent. So when people click on your ad and go to your website, that bridge, you know, going from ad to website, there's a sent that follows that ad. The feel of that ad needs to replicate the website. So if they click on your ad, they fill in very happy, cool, and it goes to your website. It's just, you know, again, misleading. There's a lot of different terminology and stuff like that on your website. And people feel like they left planet Earth when they clicked on your ad and very unclear of what they're seeing. Then that's something that needs to be fixed and addressed. And that means your ad sent is not correct. So you need to make sure when you click on one of your ads, it's very consistent with the experience people get right when they land on your website. Now, step number 5, now that we're mentioning website, is you need to make sure your website load speed is good. So if we're getting a lot of clicks on our ads and then people are getting to our website, but it takes 10 to 30 seconds for your website to load, we typically see drop-offs in performance if the website has a longer load speed than 5 seconds. So if your website's loading between 1 to 3 seconds, you're in a perfectly good area. 3 to 5, hey, we need to try to work on some stuff. Greater than 5 seconds, hey, you're in a serious issue right there. You need to figure out why it's taking so long for your website to load. Very common thing is when we're making these websites, we use a lot of, you know, high, like nice cameras like I'm using to film this video, and we're uploading these at full like 20 to 30 megabytes per photo, and it's causing for lots of clog in the speed for which to load your website. Also, if we have a website we've tested a lot of different apps with, having all those apps in the JSON code can really affect the load speed as well. So make sure you clear all your apps on your website, test your website load speed, and then also make sure if you're using high resolution photos and stuff that you're also going ahead and you know, compressing some of those to you know, increase like the speed and stuff which they load. So now number 6, everything prior to this you're hitting perfectly, but you're still not getting sales. So now the next thing is take a look at your product page, what you're selling and stuff, and make sure people can easily, you know, add to cart and go to your checkout, remove all the buttons on your page but add to cart, and make sure that add to cart button is very contrast to your background. So have a solid red, green, or black color for your add to cart button, and remove all the other buy now with other options to where it's just one simple button people click on to go to your website. If it's a customizable product, make sure people can easily customize a product with no questions asked. Make sure every question that you get in support inbox or on comments on social media should be addressed on the product page. So if you get a common question, if this product can be used like this, then answer it on the product page. Really make sure there's enough information people can have to where they can purchase confidently. Those times and time again where I'm working with these brands and they have literally nothing on their product page and are like, oh, well, Supreme does it. And that's the complete opposite here. You know, we're working with cold traffic that's never heard of your brand. Honestly, they do not care about you. They don't care about your product. So you need to make sure you're providing them with everything to where they can make a purchase confidently because they don't trust you and they don't know you yet. So you need to provide this information, provide the shipping time, provide like a little bit of description on the product itself, provide the unasked questions or the questions that are being consistently asked from time and time again. Provide them the information they need to purchase confidently. Also look at your product photos and stuff. You know, have a few demonstrational product photos, have a few lifestyle photos, and have your typical kind of like white background, clean cut photos as well. So have all this in place and have some good social proof, have a contact email very clear, have some information on shipping, like have all this information to where people can purchase confidently. And that way, if there's any issues in the past, they know how to handle it because it's addressed on the product page. They have contact information. They feel like they're purchasing confidently and you know, and from a good place. So make sure you have all of this properly addressed on the product page. Now, number 7 is, have you spent enough? There's people that'll spend $5 to sell like a $30, $100, you know, pair of clothes, or maybe a customizable product, or, you know, they'll spend a bunch of money on this particular product, but have you even spent enough? We typically like to see about a 10x to 25x of your current product price to be spent before we deem it, hey, it's just not working. And then what we like to do is we also like to spend 10 to 25x our product price with all of the above answered. So we're spending 10 to 25x our cost per product. So say if it's a $100 product, we want to spend $1,000 to $2,500 on that product, testing it and really going through all the variables above or prior to this one right here. You're consistently optimizing all of those. You're really hitting all those hard, and then you're gonna basically fail faster through these and increase your chances of succeeding and success quicker. So between all of those, you're gonna have a really great chance or good chance at succeeding with your brand and your products and stuff. Now, number 8 is people simply don't want what you have for sale. Like, it's literally super simple. People don't want what you have to buy. And I like this, sometimes scream this at people. And here's the reason why. People have been sold on this idea that they can pretty much grab a product, put it on Shopify, run some Facebook ads to it, and get sales. And then they don't get any sales, and they're just like, oh, I need better Facebook ads. They get a high level agency to run their ads, and it still doesn't sell. And they're like, oh, agency's crap, let me go to the next one. And they keep going over and over and doing this, and their product's still, they're losing a lot of money. And they're like, why? And it's simply because people don't want what you have for sale. Like, it's super simple. You need to make sure you're performing very good audience research. You need to be able to doing surveys and doing all these proper pre-selling techniques and pre-market evaluations before you list your product, and make sure people want it. Because if people don't want it, you cannot sell stuff that people doesn't want. Like, you can have the best Facebook ads in the world, best creative, best offer, best copy, best headline and all that. But if people simply don't want the product, you're not going to get sales from it. And sometimes I want to scream this at people, but again, you gotta make sure you're doing everything properly. I see this more common than the clothing niche sometimes. Whereas, people love a certain style of clothing, and they come up with these ideas in their head. They make these clothing, and then it gets no sales. And I'm like, okay, what type of pre-market evaluation did you do? Nothing. They just came up with it. They're sold on this dream of making 7 figures on YouTube, and they put all their money in this one product, their first product launch. They do no prior market research or anything like that. They don't even know if it works or not. And then there's like, oh, well, you just don't know how to run Facebook ads. I'm like, look, I do, but if no one wants your product, I can run the best Facebook ads in the world, and you're still not going to get sales because people don't want it. You have to understand that on the other side of that purchase is a customer, is a person just like you. And if they don't like your clothing or they don't like your products, they're not going to purchase from you. So you have to make sure you're doing some very good pre-market evaluation, product research, customer research, and make sure this is a product they want. Because if they don't want it, you're not going to get sales from it. And I like to put this at the bottom of the list because we test everything prior to this before we come to this conclusion. And this is also why we only work with e-commerce brands doing at least 25,000 and 50,000 per month in revenue, because we don't want to work with a store just starting off because they don't have any, especially a store that doesn't really have the capital to deploy in what we do. We don't want to work with these stores because we don't know if their products are proven. Whereas 25,000 to 50,000 per month, they're getting a good bit of sales. They just need someone that's helping them to really grow consistently and scale up their efforts. They're likely already working with ads. They're likely already profiting from ads. They just need someone that can better help with the creative, the offer, the headlines, the copy, all of this type of stuff, and run the ads in a more systematic way. That's why people choose to work with this. So it's a really rough, technique. It's a really rough decision to come to. And I think this is more common with people just starting out because they find a product they like, or they create a product they like, they fall in love with it, and they immediately go to market with it. Whereas 9 times out of 10, your first product, your first store is not the store that's gonna make you successful. It's usually like the 6th or the 7th store, or 6th or 7th product you take in live through, to market and stuff. So likely it's not gonna work. And when you fall in love with this particular product, you tend to have a bias to it, and you consistently sell yourself on it every day, but you're not doing the research of what your audience wants. And that's the key here. You really need to understand what your audience wants. So if your audience don't want your product, you're not going to get sales from it. And that's the cold hard truth with this. Cold hard truth of why we work with these bigger brands, because we know their product's proven, it's validated and everything. They just need help scaling it. Whereas these little brands, it's more of, hey, your product simply people don't want. And I know I'm kind of getting on a tangent here, but it's the cold hard truth, and it's something that you know, it's the real truth. It's to be honest, it's something that's why a lot of people that do succeed, they test multiple products, they test multiple different things, they really do their research on their product before, you know, they really go to scale with it. So make sure you're doing all that properly. Run surveys, run a lead gen campaign on Facebook, asking people would they purchase this product and why. And that way you can actually get feedback from a cold audience. Go to cold people, don't go to your friends or family, because they're going to tell you they would just because they want to support you. So you have to understand that as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little different, a little kind of going through the 8 kind of core strategies that we kind of dig through when we're not getting sales with Facebook ads. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now, if you own a Shopify store and you want to increase revenue while increasing profits, then make sure you click the link below to book a call with me. We'll work with you to create a tailored plan for you that you can take action on to scale your store to the goals you want to hit. And you have the option to either work with me or do it yourself. So make sure you click the link below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. Post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. My name is Nick Theriot, and I'm out. Peace.